y'all, and welcome back to my channel. This one's going to be a little bit longer. I want to show you in a little more detail how Treasure Books, the young lady over at that channel, showed us how to make a journal or a junk journal. I'm going to use mine mostly for writing in. So how to make one that will lay flat. You can literally make it go all the way around. And so far I've gotten 3 sections. They call them signatures, and I really don't know why, but I'm going to have to look that up. But I took a box of cards, and I made, there's 10 different patterns. So I made sets of 5, got 5 that kind of looked good together. And then I made another signature out of the next set. Let me see if I can start. Oh, I got them upside down. There we go. First one is that one. Okay, so the cards, then you take, you're supposed to have a piece of paper that you glue together. That's one of the secrets. That goes on the outside, that you bind in with each signature. And so I decided to use the envelopes. So basically what I did was I took one of the envelopes and I put the sticky side down and also the sticky side down over there. So whichever side shows, one side's going to be glued to the other signature. But like this one's going to be showing, well, you can put a pocket in there or something. Like I believe one of these, like this one is going to be glued, but this will be showing, like the very first one, because I didn't pay attention to that. But I'll put a pocket or I'll put a faceplate or something there. But okay, so that is how you don't glue them all the way to the edge either. That's the other thing. Don't glue anything all the way to the edge so that you have movement. They'll move and they'll lay flat so that you can write and draw and you don't have to, have one of those journal doodads. Another thing is, yesterday I just went with what I had and I didn't have any ink and daubers, so I went and picked this up today. Isn't that cute? And also I had square edges, and the ink is to make this all distressed looking on the edges. And I picked up Pancho Villa, whatever. It has 3 different curved edges, punches that you make. And once I saw the little face on there and put the eyes on there, that was it. And basically I've been doing this with glue sticks. So she told us the other way to make this completely lay flat is that you don't glue. Let me make sure I've got it right side up. Okay. You don't glue over here. Okay, so you only glue for the fabric. The fabric's going to be what goes in the, let's make sure I get the right. And it's okay if it's fraying or whatever. Okay, so the fabric, just that part gets glued. Okay, it's nice and purple so you can see it. I'm sorry that those butterflies are going to be underneath there. I didn't think about that. Okay, so then I'm going to be putting the faceplate on there after I glue all of this together. What the faceplate is, though, and I'm going to do the back first because it's flat. This has stuff on it. So well, I could not do that. Yeah, just not do that right now because I've got to do the back part. It is actually a piece of my Dr. Pepper box, and let me just move all of this over here. I think that's going to be so pretty on top of there, and then I'll get some little lace and things like that. Excuse me, my allergies, I tell you. So what you want this to do is you want this piece, when I cut it out, you want it to not cover up all the fabric. It's going to come up from the end a little bit, but it's going to stick out a little bit. You want it to stick out over the edges of the pages a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to glue that down, and we can trim all this a little bit here, or put lace, which I might do. But that I could glue down right now, or I could just flip it over and wait. I want to get all of this glued down real good over here. Okay, so let's do. I just feel like I need to do the back first, and And she said to kind of push down to where everything's a little even, to where it's not too tight. And just kind of feel the tension. You don't want it real tight. That might be a little tight. Scoot it back a little bit. Okay. All right. Now that's going to be the back. Okay, now I'm going to show you how. Might as well go ahead and, don't want to get it all mixed up. That glue stick works fast. Okay, that is the front. That's the front. All right, now I'm going to glue that down. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and cut the back and glue it down. Maybe. I'm just scared to glue that front down until I get the back done. And I do want to show you, it's a Dr. Pepper box. You can just use anything. I made it, like I said, just a little bit. It's got to be the same. You want the same length basically as the book you're making, but you want it to overlap a little bit. Can't really see the purple on this, can you? Okay. Now that's probably I'm a little bit overdoing it on the glue there, because once we glue the back on, it's probably not going to go anywhere. But now what you want to do? Where's my scissors? Is cut. Don't go all the way to the corner. Make sure you've got a little bit to work with. These scissors are not the best. I'm going to invest in some better scissors, that's for sure. If I hold it up off the table a little bit, you can see what I'm doing. I'm leaving a little bit. That one's wonky. I don't know. I'm just learning. I'm teaching myself how to do this, and I'm watching stuff. The basic idea I got from Treasure Books. I hope I did say that. Treasure Books. And then I'm modifying a little bit, but she's the one who showed me how to do that mitered. I think that's, well, it's not really a mitered corner, is it? But we do that. And get that on there nice and tight. Probably reinforce it with tape, but we're going to glue it down to one of those face plates or whatever they're called. The paper that's dividing the different signatures. We're gonna glue it down to that. All right, Punch, you're gonna hold that for me. Puncho. All right, so that's the back or the front. I guess it doesn't really matter. They're the same. So that'll be the back, and that'll be the front. And I guess what I really need to make sure is whenever I do these little doodads, that I put it on the front. Okay, so that's kind of how you make one, and then you can literally open the whole thing flat and work on stuff. It's an amazing idea from Miss Natalia. I didn't catch that, but I'm going to tag her in this, and hopefully she'll see the video at some point and realize that she inspired me. And look at how many I'm going to be able to make. I'm going to be able to make quite a few little notebooks and use my fountain pens. Have a wonderful day.